Although the end of the Second World War brought peace to Europe, the world soon found itself caught in a new struggle for power. On one side stood the United States and its Western allies, while on the other was the Soviet Union. During this period, known in history as the Cold War, no direct war was fought between the two sides, yet political, economic, and military rivalry steadily intensified. The Soviet Union's rapid expansion of its influence across Eastern Europe, establishing communist governments in countries such as Poland, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, and Czechoslovakia, created serious security concerns in Western Europe. At the same time, the Berlin Blockade of 1948 clearly demonstrated how serious the Soviet threat had become. The Soviet Union attempted to isolate West Berlin by closing all road and rail access to the city. In response, the United States, the United Kingdom, and France supplied West Berlin by air for nearly a year, preventing the city from surrendering. These developments convinced the Western powers that they could no longer guarantee their security by acting alone. As a result, on April 4, 1949, the North Atlantic Treaty was signed in Washington, D.C., officially establishing NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. The founding members of NATO were the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Norway, Iceland, Denmark, Italy, and Portugal. The organization's primary objective was clear: to preserve peace in Europe, deter Soviet expansion, and guarantee the security of its member states through a system of collective defense. The most important principle forming the foundation of NATO is the principle of collective defense. According to Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty, an armed attack against any NATO member is considered an attack against all member states. In such a case, the other members are obligated to provide the military and other assistance they deem necessary to the country under attack. NATO's first Secretary-General, Lord Hastings Lionel Ismay, summarized the alliance's founding purpose with the following words: to keep the Soviet Union out, the Americans in, and the Germans down. Throughout the Cold War, NATO became the cornerstone of Western Europe's security. In response, following West Germany's accession to NATO in 1955, the Soviet Union established the Warsaw Pact together with its Eastern European allies. As a result, the world remained divided between two rival military alliances for nearly 40 years. However, NATO is not merely a military alliance. It is also a political platform where member states jointly shape their security policies. The alliance's highest decision-making body is the North Atlantic Council. All members have equal rights within the Council, and decisions are made not by majority vote, but by consensus. In other words, every decision adopted by NATO reflects the collective will of all its members. Contrary to popular belief, there is no single military force known as the NATO Army. NATO's military strength is composed of the troops, fighter aircraft, tanks, warships, submarines, and other military capabilities provided by its member states. The members use common standards, conduct regular military exercises, and carry out joint operations whenever necessary. Following the alliance's establishment, additional countries began joining NATO. Turkey and Greece became members in 1952, West Germany in 1955, and Spain in 1982. After the end of the Cold War, many countries in Central and Eastern Europe also joined the alliance, significantly expanding NATO's borders. Today, NATO has 32 member states. These are the United States, Germany, Albania, Belgium, the United Kingdom, Bulgaria, Czechia, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Croatia, the Netherlands, Spain, Sweden, Italy, Iceland, Canada, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Hungary, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Greece, and Turkey. Countries seeking to join NATO must meet more than just military requirements. Candidate countries are expected to demonstrate a commitment to democracy, human rights, the rule of law, and individual freedoms, possess functioning democratic institutions, and have the capacity to contribute to the security of the Euro-Atlantic region. In addition, every existing member must unanimously approve the accession of a new member. Today, NATO not only provides deterrence against potential military aggression, but also works to address security challenges such as terrorism, cyber attacks, energy security, natural disasters, humanitarian crises, and risks arising from emerging technologies. It also seeks to contribute to global security by cooperating with the European Union, the United Nations, and many partner countries that are not NATO members. Following Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022, NATO significantly strengthened its military presence along its eastern flank. The alliance currently regards Russia as the most significant and direct threat to Euro-Atlantic security, while also identifying terrorism, cyber attacks, and hybrid warfare as among its highest security priorities. More than 75 years after its founding, NATO's fundamental purpose remains unchanged. Based on the principle of collective defense, the alliance continues to protect the freedom, security, and peaceful way of life of its members, remaining the world's most powerful military and political alliance,